On the Huskers Radio Network. This is Big Red Football.
It's the final days of the year-end sales event at your Midwest Ford dealers. Cap off the year with 1-9 financing plus $1,000 holiday cash plus no payments for 90 days on F-150. This New Year's, we're counting down with the best deals on your favorite Ford vehicles. Don't drop the ball. Time is running out. The final days of the year-end sales event are on now. But hurry, it all ends January 2nd. Get 1-9 financing for 60 months plus $1,000 holiday cash plus no payments for 90 days on F-150. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers. Driven by value.
I got to see my brother get married.
I would have missed my dad's birthday.
Because I wore my seatbelt, I had the privilege of being part of his special day.
I got to go home and see my family again.
Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
I was able to go to my brother's graduation.
I wouldn't have adopted my first pet.
And then it clicked. My seatbelt saved my life. Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it. Times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
Plungers and store-bought chemicals can only go so far and can harm your drains. Call the professionals at John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical to get your drains flowing. We won't only make sure the clog is taken care of, but we will ensure your drains are completely clean so the clog will not come back. Give John Henry's a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And Electrical.
Welcome back to the Acres Broadcast Center. I'm Matt Coatney, and this is the Big Ten Blitz.
This is the Big Ten Blitz. Penn State.
Here to talk about Penn State, Corey Geiger, who hosts a Sports Central radio show in central Pennsylvania. Penn State coming off a 38-10 win over SMU in the first ever college football playoff in the 12-team structure. What was that like, Corey? And kind of give us the flavor of the day in a historic weekend for college football.
Well, obviously just a very impressive performance for Penn State, and they've been waiting for this for a long time. You're talking about if there had been a 12-team field, Penn State would have been in it 6 of the last 8 years. Everybody was saying around here that nobody would benefit more from a 12-team playoff than Penn State. Well, you can say that and you can say that, but now you got to go out and prove it. So, they were waiting for that day. More than 100,000 people there, very cold, and I think the cold, hurt SMU. I don't really think they were ready for the environment, the moment, a lot of things. But Penn State was ready for this. They've been waiting for this for a lot of years.
Give me your thoughts on Boise. Obviously, Ashton Jeanty is the headliner, the Heisman candidate, terrific running back. But they're more than that, and the way they played Oregon earlier in the year, I think, shows that it's a pretty quality football team. Just your kind of initial thoughts about Boise State and what Penn State will need to do to win.
I remember, I think anybody who was watching the game against Oklahoma, how many years ago was that? I remember watching that. I was at a bowl game covering Penn State at the time. I was in the hotel watching and just blown away. And so Boise has set the standard for you'd better not take any of these teams lightly. So Penn State's clearly not going to take them lightly. They're a good team. Jeanty is having a tremendous season, but the thing about it is you don't generally beat Penn State on the ground. You don't just line up and say, we're going to give this dude the ball 30, 35 times and beat you that way. I just don't see that. Now, Jeanty's probably going to have a nice run or two and may end up with some good totals. But again, if you're thinking you're going to beat Penn State with just Ashton Jeanty going wild, that's really not the formula.
Game number 15 coming up, Corey, kind of a battle of attrition. How are the Lions health-wise coming out of that game with SMU?
Yeah, they are in good shape. Nicholas Singleton and Katron Allen, they're two good running backs. they've both been dinged up at times throughout the course of the year, but they're finishing strong. They both had 100 against Oregon and both ran well against SMU. So they're good. Tyler Warren is good. There's really no major injuries, dealing with right now that they weren't, they're missing Kevin Winston Jr. He's been out, a defensive player all season. But other than that, they're healthy. They're good to go. Again, you take a look, the big picture view, Penn State hasn't won a national title since 1986. Maybe they should have in 94. I know the folks out there will gripe, Nebraska deserved it, but the folks here are adamant that Penn State was a better team. So it's been 38 years since Penn State has won a title. And if you take a look at what they can do and what they do well, and then the bracket that they have in front of them, it's really right there for them to. I'm not saying they are going to win it, but they can compete with any team in this field.
It is a college football playoff quarterfinal in the Fiesta Bowl, New Year's Eve, 6:30 Central on ESPN. Corey Geiger, who hosts the Sports Central radio show in Central Pennsylvania. Corey, thank you so much. Enjoy the ride.
Appreciate it. Thanks, pal.
Ohio State.
Here to talk about the Buckeyes, Matt Andrews from the Ohio State Radio Network. Ohio State coming off that impressive performance Saturday night, whipping Tennessee. The final was 42-17. Matt, that had to be kind of a cleansing of the palate for Ohio State fans, for the program, for Coach Day. That had to be a lot of fun to be a part of that thing.
Absolutely. It was a fun night. It was a different night. It was rowdy. It was cold as all get out, but it was worth it. And you feel great for Brian. You feel great for his team, his assistants, and the fan base. It was therapeutic, but it was also something to remind them that things aren't always as bad as you think they might be. Also, that there's more ahead. And I think their kind of philosophy right now is, from the team perspective, they're heading from first down to second down. They've got to win 4 of these if they're going to get it done. And they're on to the next one, maybe their biggest hurdle, which is a very good Oregon team.
Okay, you referenced it earlier. It's on now to the Rose Bowl matchup with Oregon, the rematch of the earlier game. I got to feel like the Buckeyes are really licking their chops to get under the crack of the Ducks.
Yeah, they're ready. They're going to be excited to be in this game and on a fast track. Now, that'll help Oregon, too, I'm sure. But we won't have that 20-degree wind chill like we had last week, and everybody's looking forward to that picturesque scene, obviously, out in Pasadena.
It is a college football playoff quarterfinal, the Rose Bowl. Ohio State and Oregon on New Year's Day, 4 o'clock Central on ESPN. Matt Andrews of the Ohio State Radio Network. Matt, we appreciate it so much. Enjoy the Rose Bowl.
Thank you, pal. You're the best. Take care.
Iowa.
Here to talk about the Hawkeyes, Scott Docterman of The Athletic. Iowa off of an 8-4 regular season, and obviously that win over Nebraska to end the regular season, and now getting ready for the Missouri Tigers. How do you put a bow on the regular season for the Hawkeyes at 8-4? A bit disappointing, maybe. A lot of people thought maybe this would be a 10-win team that Kirk Ferentz would trot out there this fall.
I think it is a little bit disappointing overall, but I think when you look at what transpired during the season, maybe they overachieved a little bit at 8 wins. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think when you look at the defense and the fact that it struggled against the run in a couple of games, the offense, the running game was great, but the passing game was terrible, that I think 8-4 probably looks a little bit better than what normally you would say with the 131st ranked passing offense. So, yes, overall, it's not where they wanted to be, which was, getting into the college football playoff. But I think when you take a step back, you observe everything on how it transpired, and you say, okay, 8-4 was pretty nice to get the wins over your rivals in the Big Ten and to get to a pretty decent bowl game against a good Missouri team. I think overall it was a pretty good season.
All right, on to the Music City Bowl and a Missouri matchup, another border state for Iowa. Are the Hawkeye fans excited about this matchup? Looking forward to it? And what stands out as you compare these two teams?
I think there's a little bit of interest there. I think it's going to get, when it gets closer to game day, that they'll probably hop on. Missouri and Iowa, I think what stands out to me is they played once since 1910, despite being about 4 hours apart from one another. So they were supposed to play in the same game in 2020, but Missouri had to back out because of COVID. But I think what you're looking at is, the two best offensive players, one for each team, probably likely either first or second round draft picks that opted out. But you've got two teams that have really held their own against most of the opponents outside of the upper echelon. And so with Missouri, they're trying to win 10 games for the second straight year. I think that's impressive and important. And they're coming off, a nice win against Arkansas. And then, and Arkansas is in a real similar boat to Nebraska. And Iowa was able to pull that out by one score at the end. So I think both teams are looking to cap their season, that maybe they didn't reach the highest level that they hoped for, but I think that they're both going to be, ultra competitive with one another to try to at least salvage the next best thing.
Hawkeyes, Tigers on the 30th of December, the Music City Bowl. It's a 1:30 kick Central Time on ESPN. Scott Docterman of The Athletic. Scott, thank you. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Cornerstone Bank is committed to providing you game-changing solutions for your financial needs. Bank on a solid foundation. Cornerstone Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. The current time is 14 minutes after the hour of 10 a.m. Central in Lincoln. The current temperature here at Memorial Stadium is 33 degrees. Right now at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York, it's 14 minutes after the hour of 11 a.m. The temperature is 40 degrees. Really no wind to speak of, but light rain. It should move out around game time, but it will be wet and slippery today for the Pinstripe Bowl. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Husker Nation travels well with the Lincoln Airport, the official airport of Husker Athletics, with convenient flights and hassle-free service. It's LNK for the win. Visit LincolnAirport.com. I'm Matt Coatney in the Acres Broadcast Center. That's the Big Ten Blitz, and that will wrap up the Countdown to Kickoff show. The Matt Rhule pregame show comes your way next.
It's time for a conversation with the head coach ahead of today's kickoff. It's the Matt Rhule pregame show.
Welcome into the Matt Rhule pregame show leading up to kickoff in the Pinstripe Bowl. Coach, it's finally time to play some football. How does that feel?
It feels great. Excited. We the guys have worked really hard and excited to have a chance to go play one more game with this team.
Before we dive into the match, I've got to ask you about the New York Stock Exchange. You rang the bell. How was that?
It was, I don't know if I appreciated how cool it was going to be. It was really, really, really a great experience. And to share it with Jamal, Ty, Isaac, Troy Dannon, to share it with President Gold, I thought it was just a really, really great day personally and hopefully for the team.
Did they give you any feedback on how you did?
Yeah, I don't know if I did it exactly the way you're supposed to do it, but it was all happening very fast. And I really can't even balance my own checkbook, so I don't know if I had any right to even be there. So
there's so many things that go along with playing in a bowl game. How have your guys managed just the preparations, but then also enjoying a little fun time together as well?
Yeah, I think there's a point at each bowl trip where you have to have fun. At the same time, you also have to work, and you have to have great balance. And so it looks like the guys have done that. They've gone on the excursions that we've set up for them. They've walked around and toured things by themselves. I think they've all tried to go find a nice slice of pizza somewhere. While at the same time, they've practiced when we needed to practice. They've met well, and so I'm excited about that and want to see them play well.
You have a close-knit program. These guys are very close, but how much more can it bring a team together, a group together, getting to experience something like this? Yeah,
I think it's crucial. I mean, there's not many times where they all are together for 6 days like this, and seeing things. Even being at the 9/11 Memorial and Museum together, I thought that was powerful, and sharing that together, I think that helps bring people together.
The Matt Rhule pregame show is brought to you in part by your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com for all your truck, SUV, and electric vehicle needs. We're back with more with the coach coming up right after this.
This is Big Red Football.
It's the final days of the year-end sales event at your Midwest Ford dealers. Cap off the year with 1.9 financing plus $1,000 holiday cash plus no payments for 90 days on F-150. This New Year's, we're counting down with the best deals on your favorite Ford vehicles. Don't drop the ball. Time is running out. The final days of the year-end sales event are on now. But hurry, it all ends January 2nd. Get 1.9 financing for 60 months plus $1,000 holiday cash plus no payments for 90 days on F-150. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers. Driven by value.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and co-founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program.
And I'm Des Moines Adams, Husker Black Shirt and CEO of Teammates Mentoring.
We are recruiting teammates mentors and need caring adults to be in the lives of our students.
Meeting with a student once a week at the school can make a positive impact in their life and have a ripple effect in our communities.
Please join our team.
Go to teammates.org today.
Being game day ready means bringing the diehard passion, all in, all the time. And now you can show your Husker pride everywhere you go with the Husker Visa debit card, free with FNBO free checking. Gear up, game on, and give it up for the Big Red. Every time you pay, the Husker Visa debit card, only at FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Bring it. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
To be a part of Nebraska Medicine.
Hi, welcome.
Is to be a part of something extraordinary.
Nebraska Medicine, how may I help you?
Because these are the doors that open doors.
How are you?
To growth and opportunity for each other and for our community.
That went really well.
For those who know that the academic experience.
You know what? I agree.
The life experience that you get here is beyond what you can get anywhere else. And that's exactly why here is where you belong. Join us at nebraskamed.com/careers. Nebraska Medicine. Together, extraordinary.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
Because my mom wore her seatbelt that day, I get to hug her when I go home.
And then it clicked. Because I wore my seatbelt, I learned that one moment in time can change a person's life forever.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The day we were hit was the second to last day of our high school careers.
We were about to graduate as best friends together.
And then it clicked. Because we wore our seatbelt that day, we still get to experience life together.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it. Times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
Welcome back into the Matt Rhule pregame show leading up to kickoff in the Pinstripe Bowl here inside Yankee Stadium. Well, you made some changes. Obviously, John Butler, you announced that he was going to call the game, and then you officially named him. How have you liked his approach to handling the defense and getting the defense ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, he's worked really hard at it. I think he's put together a good plan. You know, they're down a few coaches, and some coaches will join us, you know, in the spring. But I think he's done a really nice job. And you know, obviously he has a unique history. He worked for Coach O'Brien, so he has some perspective. But I'm excited to see him call it. And you know, I'm very confident that he will take our defense to a whole other level next year.
And on the flip side of that, how do you like the way the offense has continued to improve with Coach Holgerson?
Yeah, they just continue to whittle down what we're doing and get better at it. And I think you can see them confidently taking some strides and steps. I think you see Dylan as a young quarterback, you know, really kind of maturing into that next phase of being the signal caller, and I'm excited.
Coach Holgerson was saying he likes the way that Heinrich has moved into the tight end spot, and they've got quite the connection already.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, when you're the quarterback, you know where everyone's supposed to be, so it's just about getting there now for Heinrich, and he's a great athlete. He's a true Husker, and I'm excited.
You know, for some of these guys like a Nash and a Ty, these guys that have played a lot of football and wanted to get this program to this point, what has it meant to you to be able to experience this with them and get to see what it's meant to them?
Well, you know, they they've put their heart and soul into the team, and they've been there through the tough times. And so to now be at their first bowl game, I think is really cool. And now we have to go win it. Now we have to take the next step, and that's to get to our 7th win and walk off the field with a W.
And then for a lot of these guys that could opt out, I mean, we see that across the country, but they want to play in this. How special is that too?
Yeah, I think, they're excited about football. They're excited about competition. And, sometimes it might be right for someone to opt out. I'm not ever here to judge, but I think the fact that they want to play and they're here is really cool.
There's a lot of guys on the depth chart that are pretty young. How ready are those young guys if their numbers are called tomorrow? Yeah, we're going to play a lot of guys, and they are ready. They've gotten a lot better this month. And so we have maximized our team in these last weeks. And I think this will be a great jumping off point for a lot of the guys for next year. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. We're back with final thoughts with Coach Rhule coming up right after this.
On the Huskers Radio Network. When challenging conditions arise, we don't back down. We up our game. Outpacing the competition with innovations fueled by Bayer's R&D, keeping you equipped with an expanded portfolio, elite genetics, and additional local test plots. Channel leads the field, so you can rise above. See how at channel.com/rise. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
From family road trips in a spacious SUV to heavy-duty hauling in a powerful truck, Woodhouse has the vehicle to fit your lifestyle. Purchasing a vehicle has never been easier thanks to our streamlined buying process. Browse a huge selection of new or pre-owned vehicles from top brands. View transparent pricing so you can find the vehicle that fits in your budget. And complete your purchase online. Shop when you want, where you want. It's the Woodhouse difference. Get started today at woodhouse.com.
This is Big Red Football.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
And electrical.
It's the final days of the year-end sales event at your Midwest Ford dealers. Cap off the year with 1-9 financing plus $1,000 holiday cash plus no payments for 90 days on F-150. This New Year's, we're counting down with the best deals on your favorite Ford vehicles. Don't drop the ball. Time is running out. The final days of the year-end sales event are on now. But hurry, it all ends January 2nd. Get 1-9 financing for 60 months plus $1,000 holiday cash plus no payments for 90 days on F-150. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers. Driven by value.
Welcome back to the Matt Rhule pregame show. I'm Jessica Cootie here with the head coach. Well, we've talked about the guys that are playing this year that came back for this very reason. How about the guys you flew out? I saw Nick Henrich in the lobby. They seem pretty fired up to be here and support this football program. Yeah, I mean they're true Huskers, and they battled last year and gave us a chance and put us in the position to get to this year. And so excited that they're here. Excited to have a chance to share it with them, and I hope they have a ton of fun. All right, let's talk about this matchup. What kind of matchup is this for you guys physically against this Boston College team? Well, this is as big and strong and tough a team as there is. They score a ton of points. It's ground and pound. They're gonna try to run the ball, and that's a good plan in this weather. Defensively, they're physical, so it'll be a physical test, a physical matchup. The field is cold and frozen, so we'll see how the footing is. But it's a game that's up our alley, and I'm excited to see how we play. Yeah, what are the keys to slowing down that run game and managing the time management, all the things that you like to do with your teams? Yeah, I mean, I think they create a lot of formations with tight ends, and so you have to make sure we're just lined up to everything, and they're going to make your corners tackle. Our corners are going to have to be tough and physical, and really everyone, when you stop the run, it's really about everyone doing their job in a really physical way. On the flip side of that, what are the keys offensively for your guys? We have to do a great job of just being able to balance the run and the pass, get into rhythm, and then I think it's scoring touchdowns in the red zone. We've moved the ball versus pretty much everyone this last month, but we have to score touchdowns. We have to get points on the board and change the way that they play. Last thing, what does a win do for a program, coming off, going into the next season? Your guys have talked a lot about that this is the first game of 2025. Why has that messaging been so important?
Yeah, I mean, the expectation has been set. Everyone knows what's expected of them. Everyone knows what it means to be here. We had a bunch of close losses, and we had some big moments this year where we won, and we know what it feels like to go out there and do it. We did at Wisconsin. So we need to go do that again. We need to play our best football, offense, defense, and special teams, whoever is asked to play. And, that's the mindset we want heading into next season. And so we want to start that right now.
Coach, thanks. Appreciate your time. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Husker Nation travels well with the Lincoln Airport, the official airport of Husker Athletics. With convenient flights and hassle-free service, it's LNK for the win. Visit LincolnAirport.com.
On the Huskers Radio Network.
Experience the new, innovative, and above all, exceptional vehicles at Woodhouse Buick. We guarantee that our staff can help you find your next vehicle. Stop in and save with our current offers going on now. Lease the 2024 Buick Encore GX Sport for just $349 a month for 39 months and 10,000 miles per year with $0 down and $0 due at signing. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade. With approved credit. Must currently lease a 2019 or newer Buick or GMC vehicle to qualify. $0 due at signing. Stock number B2400763. Offer expires January 2nd, 2025. See dealer for details.
Hey, Husker fans, Coach Rhule here, thanking you for your incredible support of Nebraska football. We're working every day to bring championship football back to Nebraska. Just as important is your contribution to 1890 Nebraska, the official NIL collective of Husker Athletics. Every contribution, no matter how small, makes a big impact. Your support helps us recruit and retain top talent, bringing a winning program that can compete at the highest level. Visit 1890nebraska.com or text NEBNIL to 801-801 now.
Matt Coatney back with you in the Acres Broadcast Center. Nebraska is the only Big Ten team playing today. On Monday afternoon, Iowa takes on 19th-ranked Missouri at 1:30 p.m. Central in the Music City Bowl in Nashville, Tennessee. On Tuesday, New Year's Eve, 11th-ranked Alabama faces Michigan in the Reliant West Bowl in Tampa. It's Louisville against Washington in the Sun Bowl in El Paso. 20th-ranked Illinois versus 15th-ranked South Carolina in the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. And 6th-ranked Penn State against Boise State in the college football quarterfinals in the Fiesta Bowl. I'm Matt Coatney in the Acres Broadcast Center. Get ready, Nebraska. The Huskers are in the Pinstripe Bowl in New York City. Nebraska against Boston College. Husker football next.
The following is an exclusive presentation of the Huskers Radio Network. It's time for Nebraska Cornhuskers football.
Rogers deep for Nebraska. Here's Wiley's kick. It's high. It holds up there. Rogers takes the ball at the 30. He's hit and got away. Back upfield to the 35, to the 40. He's to the 45. He's to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 20, to the 10. He's all the way home.
Rozier turns. He's running back around the field. He's trying to get away. He's looking for blockers. He turns upfield. He's going to run a touchdown.
In the back play, and it's Schlesinger inside the 5. He's there for the touchdown. He's got the touchdown.
And an option to the right. Tommy on the keep. Turns the corner. 25-30. Eludes a tackler. 35. Tommy Frazier. 37. 38. 39. 40. 45. 50. 45. 40. 35. 30. He's going to cross to the middle.
Thunder, who gives it back to Mike Stutz. He's going to throw it. He's got a man out there at 40. It is Eric Crouch. 15, 10, 5.
The kick is on its way, and the kick is good.
40, Roy to midfield. Roy Heller to the 40, to the 30, to the 20. You betcha. That is a touchdown for Nebraska.
Back to Burkhead off the left side.
Rex has a seam. 15, 10. Burkhead 5. Dives. He's in. Touchdown, Nebraska. And the Huskers have come all the
throw
way
down toward
back.
the goal line, going up. Ball tipped in the air.
Touchdown. Jordan Westerkamp. Nebraska wins the game on the final play of the contest. Oh, baby.
Brought to you locally by This is the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery. Also brought to you in part by Woodhouse, the official auto dealer of Husker Athletics.
Well, it's been a long wait, but the Huskers are bowling. They've left the harvested cornfields of Nebraska for the concrete of New York City, and it's not the first time they've done so. In 1962, Bob Devaney had just led the Huskers to an 8-2 regular season record, and of course, the start of an NCAA record sellout streak had also begun. The Gotham Bowl was on the horizon, a game set at Yankee Stadium in just its second, what would ultimately be its last year in existence. And what would become a familiar foe and nemesis, Miami, awaited as the opponent. After some drama on whether the game would even be played during the lead-up, Huskers would eventually get on the plane, head to Manhattan, and, of course, win in the Bronx by a final score of 36-34 in front of just over 6,100 fans. A new era of Husker football had been born. And oh, how college football has changed since then. Nebraska, for one, has added 5 national championships and 3 Heisman Trophy winners to its rich and powerful history. The transfer portal, NIL, those were not things that anyone could foresee coming all the way back in 1962. Even the weight room was a bit of an untapped resource back then. And while recent times have been lean, specifically for the last 8 years, the Big Red hoping they can use the Pinstripe Bowl here today as another springboard to a long era of success that lives up to the standard this proud program has set for itself. Similar to how that 1962 squad did the same all those years ago. Welcome to the Big Apple, Husker fans. I'm Lane Grindle, once again filling in for our dear friend Greg Sharp, who is with us today back in the studio in Lincoln and no doubt listening intently over the course of these 4 quarters. Today, the opponent, another ACC foe, Bill O'Brien's Boston College Eagles, a team that finished strong, went 7-5 in his first year at the helm. A win today would deliver the Huskers their 7th win, something they haven't accomplished since 2016. And while it would be a nice cherry on top to a season that has been a step forward, Matt Rhule and his team have looked at this as much as Game 1 of 2025 as they have as Game 13 of 2024. So buckle up, Husker fans, with the monuments just beyond the end zone, the ghosts of Ruth, Gehrig, and DiMaggio prancing around this yard in the memory of Coach Devaney launching one of the greatest runs for a college football program in history from this very same zip code. Huskers hoping to find their own magic today and beyond here at Yankee Stadium. The stadium, a place where greatness is not hoped for but expected. It's the Huskers and the Eagles, the 2024 Pinstripe Bowl. Damon Benning and Jessica Cootie will join me when we return right after this.
You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
Being game day ready means bringing the diehard passion, all in, all the time. And now you can show your Husker pride everywhere you go with the Husker Visa debit card, free with FNBO free checking. Gear up, game on, and give it up for the Big Red. Every time you pay, the Husker Visa debit card, only at FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Bring it. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
'Tis the season to save at Woodhouse Cadillac. Find the perfect gift for someone special or yourself. Browse the lineup of Cadillac models equipped with luxurious designs, reliable safety features, and the latest technology so you can transform your driving experience. Plus, the year-end savings are here. Celebrate the season with 3.9% APR for 36 months on select 2024 Cadillac models. Browse our inventory in-store off 114th and Dodge or online at woodhousecadillac.com. Improved credit must finance with Cadillac Financial. Offer expires 1/2/2025. See dealer for details.
When challenging conditions arise, we don't back down. We up our game. Outpacing the competition with innovations fueled by Bayer's R&D, keeping you equipped with an expanded portfolio, elite genetics, and additional local test plots. Channel leads the field, so you can rise above. See how at channel.com/rise. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that. which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See shelter agent Joe Methy in Kearney, Jackie Rowan in Lexington, or Megan Fales in Cozad today.
To be a part of Nebraska Medicine
Hi, welcome.
is to be a part of something extraordinary.
Nebraska Medicine, how may I help you?
Because these are the doors that open doors.
How are you?
To growth and opportunity for each other and for our community.
That went really well.
For those who know that the academic experience,
You know what? I agree.
the life experience that you get here is beyond what you can get anywhere else. And that's exactly why here is where you belong. Join us at nebraskamed.com/careers. Nebraska Medicine. Together, extraordinary.
I got to see my brother get married.
I would have missed my dad's birthday.
Because I wore my seatbelt, I had the privilege of being part of his special day.
I got to go home and see my family again.
Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
I was able to go to my brother's graduation.
I wouldn't have adopted my first pet.
And then it clicked. My seatbelt saved my life. Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
This is Big Red Football.
At Cox Mobile, we know you're smart. You brush your teeth in the shower to save time, make coffee ice cubes for your cold brew, and wear goggles to cut onions. You also added Cox Mobile. So smart. Now you're running on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability and saving on your Cox internet. It's ingenious, just like you.
Aw, thanks.
Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. Cox postpaid internet required. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. to H 2023. Other restrictions apply. Learn more at cox.com/mobile.
Feel like you're always on the run? Me too. As an independent financial professional, I help all kinds of busy people. Young families planning for college, couples working toward retirement, people securing their legacy. Wherever you are in life, Emeritus can help you get more out of life with insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. You're moving fast. Let's help make sure you're on the path to a fulfilling life. Find your next step at emeritus.com. Insurance products issued by Emeritus Life Insurance Corp.
Welcome to the Make It Jingle with Kris Kringle podcast. Today we're talking to Jan from Toyota, all about Toyotathon.
Hi!
So, tell me about Toyotathon.
Well, from now until January 6th is the perfect time to get a new Camry, RAV4, Highlander, and more.
Oh, how exciting! So what can you do in a new Toyota this holiday season?
With a new RAV4, you can go snowboarding with your friends.
I love dashing through the snow.
Take a Camry to a tree lighting ceremony.
Sounds merry and bright.
Or even load up the family in a Highlander to go ice skating.
What a jolly good time. So, Jan, got any red Tacomas? After my big job, I'm taking the missus down to Florida to go surfing.
Florida? I'm there.
Dealer inventory may vary. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 6th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
See your independently owned Omaha Metro Toyota dealers, Corin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, or Baxter Toyota of La Vista.
You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
Back with you at the stadium in the Bronx. Lane Grindle joined by Damon Benning here in the booth. We'll go down on the sideline to Jessica Cootie in a few moments. Ben McLaughlin is with us as well. And DB, a lot of storylines coming into this game, and you can pick which storyline you want to start with. But I think in the immediate future right now, it might be playing conditions, because this field has taken on a lot of rain, and usually when there's rain at Yankee Stadium, there's a tarp down. That's not the case when it's a football field. You were down on the field. This could be a major factor in this game.
Yeah, I walked down there a couple of times, Lane. You know, it kind of started as a little bit of a running joke. We were here at 6:30, and I was like, oh, that's cute. They're, trying to remove as much water and retention as possible, and we talked about how they just laid the turf over the infield. So I felt like, okay, the water's not going to take as well to this portion, but being down there, it's not just a cute story. It's a legit thing on this third of the field on the Boston College logo side. As you look out, you can see the B and the O in Boston College submerged underwater. It is a very sloppy, sloshy surface, which I think the players will have to navigate at some point.
Yeah, we are in the end zone. We're in the home radio booth here at Yankee Stadium, so we have a good view of that end zone, and it is It is soupy, probably is one of the better ways to describe it. I will get into the matchup a little bit with you in a second, Damon, but I want to ask you first just about the meaning of getting to this point, getting back to a bowl game and having a chance to cap this season with a 7th victory.
Yeah, I think it's huge. And I think a lot of this was spoken into existence with the staff and Coach Rhule in particular, where he wanted a springboard, a catalyst, if you will. This was always the goal, to play a meaningful postseason game in December. They've got that accomplished. What they want to do now is go out here and win it and try to springboard what they think has been a very productive offseason so far and figure out how they want to attack 2025.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity from a culture standpoint, too. You go on the road for a week together. You're practicing in a facility that's not your own. That can bring guys closer together. Plus, you have some of the newcomers that have joined. And Matt Rhule decided, hey, I'm going to bring some of last year's seniors back. 18 seniors are back from last year to just be here and be a part of this. I think it speaks volumes to where they're trying to take this thing in terms of just the culture of the program and the pride in the program.
Absolutely. And I think you want to establish roots, right? You want to be here. This is a long-term play, not a short-term fix. And so you want people to come back and feel like it's home. You want people to stay here because it does feel like home. You want people to come back that have left home. So it's all encompassing what he's trying to build. It's very intentional. And today and kind of how he's handled this whole deal with the seniors, I think it can go a long way.
The thing that we have seen over the past 4 or 5 years specifically is opt-outs going into bowl games. This game wasn't affected a lot by opt-outs until the last couple of days, and Boston College had a couple of really big ones. Their fine right tackle, Ozzie Trapelo, he opted out just a couple of days ago, and the big one is Donovan Ezaraku. He might be, if not the best defensive player in the country, certainly in that conversation, the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. I know that Dana Holgorsen would tell you, hey, we have to be ourselves regardless of who's on the other side, but he is the kind of guy that, whether he's playing or not, probably impacts how you want to try to attack Boston College's defense.
Yeah, 100%. We watched the install and the preparation leading up to this week, and believe me, he was accounted for. He's the type of player that you have to account for, whether you keep a tight end in, you chip with a back. He was somebody that you needed to know where he was. Now, what Nebraska has to guard against, Lane, is don't let your guard down because he's not playing. You are in no position to be able to relax. You need to do what you do and keep the focus on yourself. So Nebraska handling the fact that he's not playing may be a bigger deal than handling if he is playing.
Now, he's a tremendous player, of course, but if you put the film on, and I know you did, when you watch Boston College defensively, they have some athletes. The secondary, very athletic, and they have other guys that can get after the quarterback up front, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, situationally, they love the game plan. Now, we'll see how integral he was. He was so explosive off the ball and his ability to use his hands. He forced you to use protection that way, so we'll see what happens with him not on the game, in the game. But athletically, I think you're right. They're very physical at the point of attack. They tackle well, and they appear to be a very confident bunch. Yeah. Right? They play free and they play fast.
And they want to run the football. That is their identity on the offensive side. No question about that. But Nebraska's identity on defense is stopping the run. And, again, going back to the whole culture thing and being proud of who you play for, Ty Robinson not opting out of this bowl game, I think, says a lot.
It does. And he's playing alongside his partner, and he's got a couple of pups playing behind him in Van Poppel. So I love the whole big brother, little brother, however you want to look at it with this cohesive unit. That unit will be tested. It's a physical offensive line for Boston College. Their offense starts and ends with that offensive line. And I'll be curious to see if Coach Butler, if he opts to pressure. I think he's a pressure guy by nature. And when you want to stop the run and you utilize run blitzes the way that they do, penetration will be of the utmost importance.
Well, let's go down to the sideline, the third member of our broadcast team, and Rob Seco's sideline update, Jessica Cootie. Jessica, we talked a little bit about opt-outs and everything that goes on with bowl games today compared to maybe 10, 15 years ago. And that's going to be an interesting thing today, just see some of the fresh faces that we may see on the field over the course of these 4 quarters.
Yeah, absolutely. Just taking in warm-ups. It would take me the rest of the broadcast to go through all the changes in the depth chart and some of the young guys that we might see backing up a lot of those starters that have opted to play in this game. I did take a close look at that running back rotation for you, DB, and it will be Emmett Johnson getting the start. Ramir Johnson took the number 2 handoffs, and Quentin Ives and Mekhi Nelson even got a couple of handoffs there as well. But, John Butler told me that yesterday that these guys have practiced well. These young players have practiced well all throughout these bowl preparations all month long. And so if they practice or if they play like they practice, they're going to play well today. And we're going to need those guys to win this football game today. So you're going to see a lot of new faces run out here today on both sides of the football. Coach Rhule said, hey, we're going to play them. And so we'll get a chance to see some of those young guns out here today. Field conditions absolutely going to be a factor here today. As we talked about, it has been a steady rain since this morning, since we got here, and all throughout warm-ups. There's standing water, as you guys mentioned, on the Boston College end zone, but even down here on the Huskers end zone where they were warming up, with each step splashes of water. So standing water all throughout this football field. And I'm told that the rain is supposed to lighten up a little bit, maybe just a slight drizzle starting about 1 o'clock maybe. The good news is that it is not cold. It's just about 40 degrees, so not too cold down here. The wind, not much of a factor either, so it's mainly just the rain. I will say this, I was watching throughout warm-ups and not a lot of slipping, but what I did see was on the punt return and the kickoff return, some dropped balls. So holding onto the football, absolutely going to be key in this one as well, guys.
All right, thank you, Jessica. Special teams, a little bit of an adventure for Boston College over the course of this year. A little different than the Iowa team Nebraska last saw.
Yeah, and it is. And it's definitely an area, Lane, that Nebraska's got to win. They have got to win special teams here today. And I like the point about special teams because it's not so much that the ball is slick, it's managing your sight line with precip coming out of the air, right? To track a ball with the rain coming down, it's a skill. It's one in which you got to practice. And I like the fact that Nebraska came out the first couple of days when they were off-site at Fordham. The field had just been cleared of snow. It was a slippery track. They utilized a couple of different types of cleats just to get their footing underneath them on the surface. I don't know if they knew it would play out like it is so far today, probably, but very good that they were out there on those types of surfaces.
Well, it's finally here, a bowl game for Nebraska, cold weather bowl game at that, but as Jessica just said, not overly chilly today. It's certainly not balmy, but it is very manageable in terms of the temps. Just going to be a sloppy game in terms of the field conditions here today at Yankee Stadium. We'll be back and take a look at the starting lineups right after this.
You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
It's the final days of the year-end sales event at your Midwest Ford dealers. Cap off the year with 1-9 financing plus $1,000 holiday cash plus no payments for 90 days on F-150. This New Year's, we're counting down with the best deals on your favorite Ford vehicles. Don't drop the ball. Time is running out. The final days of the year-end sales event are on now. But hurry, it all ends January 2nd. Get 1-9 financing for 60 months plus $1,000 holiday cash plus no payments for 90 days on F-150. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers. Driven by value.
Out here, we raise stronger people, stronger crops, and we proudly raise our flag to that. Let the weather, pests, and pressures try to beat us down. We only keep growing up. With the next-gen genetics, the pure acre-for-acre know-how of these soils, and a deep pride of our roots, we're born to raise at Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Nebraska soybeans power everyday products, from Goodyear tires and Skechers shoes to soy-based turf and fire suppressants. These innovations replace petroleum and utilize other components of the soybean, leading to more sustainable products worldwide.
I'm Doug Sadoff, a farmer near Trumbull, Nebraska. Thanks to cutting-edge research, soybeans are now in everything from tires to turf. It's amazing to see how these advancements are unlocking new potential for our crops.
Soybeans are a win for every product and everyone. Nebraska soybeans, feeding, fueling, and innovating for the future.
To be a part of Nebraska medicine.
Hi, welcome.
Is to be a part of something extraordinary.
Nebraska medicine, how may I help you?
Because these are the doors that open doors.
How are you?
To growth and opportunity for each other and for our community.
That went really well.
For those who know that the academic experience.
You know what? I agree.
The life experience that you get here is beyond what you can get anywhere else. And that's exactly why here is where you belong. Join us at nebraskamed.com/careers. Nebraska Medicine. Together, extraordinary.
Attention, Husker Nation. Are you ready to power up your game? Sapp Brothers bleeds Husker Red, and our high-quality off-road red diesel is the fuel that powers your equipment. As official sponsors of the Huskers, we're here with a touchdown offer with the Sapp Brothers Go Big Red Fuel Giveaway. Contract your upcoming fuel needs by February 1st and enter to win 1,000 free gallons of our off-road red diesel. Keep your engines roaring and your equipment running strong. With this winning opportunity, Sapp Brothers fuels Husker Nation. Visit sappbros.net/fuel giveaway for more info.
This is Big Red Football.
This fall, be ready for every tailgate, touchdown, and adventure in a perfect car, truck, or SUV from Sid Dillon Chevrolet. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and shop Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer group. We're also your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, offering medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit us at SidDillonChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
You are what drives us. Sid Dillon. CVA's Cenex Ruby Field Master Diesel works as hard as you do. With power, fuel efficiency, and performance that go the extra mile, Cenex Premium Diesel fuels keep your operation running strong. They increase power, protect your engines, and reduce downtime. Right now, lock in a 1,000-gallon contract on Cenex Ruby Field Master and get a free work jacket. Visit CVACoop.com to register. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
It's the final days of the year-end sales event at your Midwest Ford dealers. Cap off the year with 1.9 financing plus $1,000 holiday cash plus no payments for 90 days on F-150. This New Year's, we're counting down with the best deals on your favorite Ford vehicles. Don't drop the ball. Time is running out. The final days of the year-end sales event are on now. But hurry, it all ends January 2nd. Get 1.9 financing for 60 months plus $1,000 holiday cash plus no payments for 90 days on F-150. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers. Driven by value.
You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
Back with you from Yankee Stadium here in the Bronx, the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl here this afternoon, Nebraska and Boston College. Take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by the Nebraska Soybean Board. A Nebraska Farm Fact, soy-based biodiesel is good for our air, environment, and Nebraska economy. Look for it where you fill up next. Well, let's take a look at the black shirt defense here today. Again, Nebraska impacted a little bit by some opt-outs and by the transfer portal, specifically on this side of the ball. Up front, across that front four for Nebraska, Ty Robinson at one end, Ash Hutmaker over the tackle. Cameron Lenhart is one of the defensive ends, and then John Bullock, of course, at that outside backer position. MJ Sherman at the jack linebacker position. Isaac Gifford at the rover backer position. And Javen Wright gets the start at the other linebacker spot for Nebraska. Malcolm Hartzog, the cornerback and the junior out of Mississippi, gets the start. Honorable mention All Big Ten in 2024. The other corner is Sierra Wright, who came on strong over the course of the second half of the season. Had that pick six against his former club, USC. Back in November, 15 starts at USC before transferring to Nebraska for Sierra Wright. He's the other corner. The safeties, Marcus Buford and Deshaun Singleton, getting the starts here today for Nebraska on the defensive side of the football. On the offensive side, Thomas Fidoni's the tight end. You'll see Luke Lindenmeyer as well. Across that offensive line, left to right, Gatula the left tackle, Evans at left guard, Ben Scott the center, Lutovsky is the right guard, and then Bryce Benhart, his 60th career game here today. He and Ty Robinson both playing in their 60th career games. That is a program record for Nebraska. He's the right tackle. The receivers this afternoon, you'll see Jamal Banks, Jalen Lloyd, of course, Ja'Cory Barney, who's closing in on a freshman record in receptions for Nebraska as well. And the running backs, Emmett Johnson will be the starting running back, but you'll see a lot of Ramir Johnson and probably some of Quentin Ives over the course of the afternoon today. And, of course, the quarterback is number 15, the freshman Dylan Raiola, leading Nebraska to a bowl game in his first year for the Scarlet and Cream, and hoping to finish it off with a bowl victory here this afternoon. We will take a break, come back, and we will give you the coin toss and the lead up to kickoff between Nebraska and Boston College here at the Pinstripe Bowl at Yankee Stadium.
on the Huskers Radio Network.
Shop Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram during the Wrap Up the Year sales event. Lease the 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn for just $399 per month. Visit us in Blair or Bellevue or online anytime. Woodhouse is your trusted Ram dealer. 42 months, 10,000 miles per year with approved credit. Tax title license extra. For well-qualified returning lease customers, $1,999 down plus first payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Stock number BC250089. Offer expires 12/31/2024. See dealer for details.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
Plungers and store-bought chemicals can only go so far and can harm your drains. Call the professionals at John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical to get your drains flowing. We won't only make sure the clog is taken care of, but we will ensure your drains are completely clean so the clog will not come back. Give John Henry's a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air,
and Electrical.
Hey, Husker fans, Coach Rhule here, thanking you for your incredible support of Nebraska football. We're working every day to bring championship football back to Nebraska. Just as important is your contribution to 1890 Nebraska, the official NIL collective of Husker Athletics. Every contribution, no matter how small, makes a big impact. Your support helps us recruit and retain top talent, bringing a winning program that can compete at the highest level. Visit 1890nebraska.com or text NEBNIL to 801-801 now.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
There's only a few minutes left before Mom gets home and Dad needs a win.
He's had a long day, Mac.
He certainly has. Will this All-Star deliver dinner on time, or will Takeout take the title?
Oh, look. He's changing up formation. What's he up to?
There's a snap. He's heading to the fridge. Something's happening.
He's going for it. I can't believe it.
Dad's got a bottle of Dorothy Lynch, and he's done it. The chicken, the salad, the veggies. He could go all the way.
Incredible flavor. Unbelievably easy. That's how you win with Dorothy Lynch.
Feel like you're always on the run? Me too. As an independent financial professional, I help all kinds of busy people. Young families planning for college, couples working toward retirement, people securing their legacy. Wherever you are in life, Emeritus can help you get more out of life with insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. You're moving fast. Let's help make sure you're on the path to a fulfilling life. Find your next step at emeritus.com. Insurance products issued by Emeritus Life Insurance Corp.
Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification on the Huskers Radio Network. You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
Back with you from Yankee Stadium, the 2024 Pinstripe Bowl, Nebraska and Boston College. First time these two programs have ever played. Hard to believe, with as long as both of them have been around, but this is the first ever meeting between the Huskers and the Eagles, and we're just a few moments away from the coin toss here at midfield. Let's take a look at our view from the field. Backed by popular demand, fall savings deals from Zomatic take advantage of $1,200 per tower pivot rebates, and that's only the beginning. Learn more at lindsay.com/farmready. And DB, a little unique view from the booth here today as we take a look down at the field.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the stark contrast with the home fighting Reds of Nebraska and the road whites of Boston College, and a very pro-Nebraska crowd if the red is any indication of what we see out here.
And not great weather, but Husker fans, as you would imagine, have traveled here to New York. This is not the most economical place to travel over the holidays, so the fact that there is so much red here at Yankee Stadium is a pretty impressive thing. And no surprise, I think, to anybody either that so many Husker fans have shown up. We were walking around the city yesterday. There are Husker fans everywhere, decked out in their gear, Go Big Red, all over Manhattan yesterday. And now the game is finally here and upon us. And we talked a lot about this matchup and what to look for and what could be interesting from it. And we'll kind of see how those storylines unfold as the afternoon goes along. Our referee today is Daniel Gautreau. He is making his way to midfield for the coin toss. He's calling the captains out as well. And with that, let's go down onto the field with our sideline reporter, Jessica Cootie.
Well, a couple of the captains opting out for Boston College, so it's just Joe Marinaro and Drew Kindle for the Huskers. Handful of them today: Ramir Johnson, Bryce Benhart, Ben Scott, Nash Hutmaker, John Bullock, M.J. Sherman, and Deshaun Singleton. And Ramir Johnson will be the speaking captain coming back home here today. Let's send things over to Daniel Gautreau and this SEC crew.
Remember John had a training wheel?
He had a what?
Captains continuing to shake hands down here as we wait the coin toss. Here we go.
2024 Pinstripe Bowl. I'm your referee, Daniel Gautreau. This is your umpire, Russ Pulley.